Well, for one, I was blown away by Per's performance.
The keynote?
That was just so awesome. I can't wait to see it in video. And yeah, so that was like a great start for the show.
I even have people on the list to send the video to once it comes out.
Yeah.
So it blew me away.
Thank you.
In many ways it was almost too awesome because of course the speaker after him had now to deal with all this expectations. But that was like a great start. And I mean, generally, I mean, the speakers were amazing. It was just brilliant.
I agree. I've actually went to most of the presentations, and each one of them had something to take away.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, for me, like the most pleasant surprise, and trying not to, I mean, no offense, Andre, but for me, the most pleasant surprise was that I went to the IBM talk, and it was awesome. It was like, hey, it's IBM, it's usually, this boring corporate stuff, but no. When we started planning GeekOut, then we were trying to do something different, and some things that really annoyed us at other conferences, we were trying to do them differently. And one of the cool things that we did differently is the trade floor, which we actually called the demo grounds, and I think that worked out great.
I agree. So between the sessions, we had coffee and demos. So just in the center of the demo grounds, we had 4 TVs, and the guy would come up to the podium, talk to the audience, do a demo. So even if you were on the second floor having a coffee, you were still able to check out what was going on there. And these demos got a lot of attention. So when a demo was happening, people were actually checking it out.
And of course, like to just generally for the demo floor, we also made like more stringent requirements to the vendors. So first of all, we invited them, and we actually invited them for free, which means that they were on this absolutely on the same level as speakers.
Mm-hmm.
It was content selected for the conference by the organizing committee. So we invited vendors, and they could come for free with no strings attached, or they could choose a sponsorship package. And that meant that we could treat them as truly as partners and not just as not have the sponsored things hovering somewhere, because it wasn't sponsored. Those guys who wanted on the floor. And of course, these were only the product guys, only the guys who make products, no recruiters, no weird...
That's a very different approach from most of the conferences I usually go to.
Yeah. So we did a lot of work to make sure that the trade floor is actually awesome, right? And I saw a lot of people, a lot of conversations. I saw a lot of people looking at the demos. I think every demo had like at least half of the folks at the conference attending. So they got, they definitely got a lot of exposure, and at the same time, people learned more like that.
True.
Actually, there are a few, the small thing which I wish every conference had on the trade floor is just music on the trade floor. Like it was like, just some basic background music, nothing special, but it just makes for such a more pleasant feel. And this wasn't even planned by like the organizing committee at least. It came in somewhere in the creative team that we put together, and it was just great because like I don't know why every conference does not do that, right?
Any plans for next year?
So for the trade show, specifically, I actually had an idea like during the day that it would be even cooler to set it up as a cafeteria. So you have a lot of small tables, mm-hmm. right? And you have vendors owning like 1, 2, or 3 tables, depending how big team they're bringing. And we serve coffee and drinks, and then vendors can show demos behind the tables and have conversations.
So
and
it's intimate demo grounds.
So intimate demo grounds. You have people sitting. You have a conversations going, and I think it would be pretty awesome to do that.
I think so too. But again, we have to choose like very good vendors.
Yes, absolutely. It's critical, and I'm really hoping that other conferences will start doing something like that, or at least if they have like, this kind of product and recruitment guys and put them in separate areas, because really they're not, some of them, they bring very different value to the conference. Recruiters bring some value for people who are looking for a job, but very often, especially to larger conferences, people come from all over the world. So if I go to Davos in Belgium and there's like a Belgian company recruiting, it's like, whatever, what I'm going to do with it, whereas products are relevant for the whole community, and it's actually very, this is what well-presented product is actually very important. But by the way, another thing we did is not only strictly selected the guys who are coming here, but we also asked them to bring engineers, right? So no sales guys, they gotta be engineers, so at least they gotta be, enough engineering to have a meaningful technical conversation. So
yeah, this makes the how can I call them? They're not sponsors, exhibitors.
Yeah.
They're more fun for the crowd. So you can actually go to each vendor there and have a technical discussion. And I went to everyone.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I saw you hacking away with the GeekOut guys, right?
Yes.
That was pretty cool.
Of course, I showed all the Jira issues that I'm personally interested to the Atlassian guys.
Yeah.
To get some upvotes.
Yeah. Was there anything else, Tom?
No.
No.
I think we still have one session to go.
Yeah, so we have the closing keynote.
Yep. And bye-bye from tropical Estonia.
Bye-bye from tropical Estonia.